Wokingham has a problem with gypsies. This is what a lot of people would say. However, is this truly the case? I intend to find out. Me and 2 colleagues are going to Wokingham to see if the gypsy problem is as bad as people say it is. We are now on our way to the Pinewood site in Wokingham. We just want to see around to see what the housing's like and what the general feel for it's really like, as we've never been to a park before. So where we are right now is basically behind the gypsy camp, and if you can see around this area, you see all the rubbish that the travellers put. So yeah, this is not very pleasant, but we're going to carry on. As you can see from this site, you can see just on the outside you can see a lot of the waste that the gypsies distribute, and you see a lot of the probably quite hostile areas you can see, but inside you can also see that it does look quite clean and well kept. The Wokingham Council has plans to add 2 more pitch sites to Wokingham Borough area. This would increase the number of travellers in the community by a lot. It could also increase hostility in the area. A lot of people don't know about the 2 sites being added to Wokingham, and we wanted to interview the general public to see what their thoughts were on it. So we were able to speak to a resident of Wokingham, Melanie Young.
I think there is an issue within Wokingham as much as there is in other places. I just think there's an issue with the travelling gypsy community as a whole. Because I think the councils and the police and the laws are way too lenient on them. I think they get away with much more than anybody else does. I'm paying taxes, the theft, stealing things, jobs that they do for people that they don't do properly, and all sorts of things that I think the police don't control, and they're not hard enough on them. Yes, absolutely. A couple of occasions they came and bulk cropped my stables and stole a quad bike from me. I managed to find out where it was. I saw them with it over in Binfield, called the police, and the police weren't really interested in turning up and dealing with the situation because they are gypsies and they don't like going onto their sites to take things back. The gypsy community is growing really quickly, and they do need more areas for them to be. But what annoys me is that they squat on land and then they get given the rights to that land, and I feel that that's unfair.
So do you think it's okay for gypsies to live there if they're legally
if they've bought it, if they've bought that land and they have dwelling rights on that land, absolutely, then yes, they can live there. But half the time they buy greenbelt land or they buy paddock land and they put their caravans on there, and then eventually they'll get planning permission. I don't think that's fair because we're not allowed to do it.
As you can see, this is one person who has experienced hostility from the gypsies. We went to see another gypsy site in Cookham to see if it was any different from the one in Wokingham. So where we are right now is the Strand residence, which is in Cookham. It's quite a famous traveller pitch, so we're just going to go in right now to show you about what the kind of like inside and outs of the traveller community is. As you can see, this area is much cleaner than the one we have seen in Wokingham. This breaks a stereotype of gypsies that they're maybe seen as dirty and really kind of a hassle for people who actually live in the area, but this evidence proves it wrong. This proves that work has to be done in Wokingham to change this, and the gypsies need to be taken accountable for it as well. We were lucky enough to speak to two travellers, Glyn Clements and Dan Hill. We wanted to ask them what they thought of settled people and what settled people thought of them. So I'm here with Dan Hill, and he's been kind enough to let me be by his camper van. And basically, the first question I want to ask you is, do you think there's an issue in Wokingham with the Irish travelling community, or just travellers in general?
I mean, it depends who you ask. I don't think with a lot of the traveller community there is a big issue, but a small minority do bring a lot of violence with them. But that's not how a lot of us choose to live.
Would you say, like, particularly like in your site, you've seen like this kind of things happen, or?
I've seen it before, and in a site like this, you always see some violence, but a lot of it is very very community oriented. So it's very very close. Everyone's very close here.
Yeah, cool. So, like, have you heard about any of the plans about the new like kind of pitches in Wokingham? Because apparently, like 2020, there's going to be all new pitches coming through.
I've heard some stuff like that, but I don't know. I think there's already quite a bad preconceived notion that people have about travellers, and I think if more come, there's going to be more hostility towards us.
Yeah.
But I personally don't have a problem with it. I think it's always good, but you never know with some people.
Do you think there's like a particular issue about gypsies, like in Wokingham specifically?
I'd say there's quite a lot of very well off areas, and a lot of people will look down on travellers, will think we're a lower class than them because the house doesn't have wheels. It's what I said before about what people think of when they hear travellers. They think of like violence, they think of just very very negative images, which is the issue obviously. But in Wokingham I would say there are some parts which are very very anti-traveller.
Yeah. So, do you what do you think of like settled people as well? Do you have like a preconceived mindset of like what they're like? Do you think negatively about them? Or?
No, I try not to. I try to go against the stereotypes because it's just all negative. It's never going to help anyone. I don't have any preconceived notion about anyone.
Yeah.
But there are some people that will have that. It's the same with anywhere. People have these negative images.
I think that's all then. Thank you very much, Dan. So we're here with Glyn. Thank you for your time, Glyn. So first question I'm going to ask you is, do you think there's an issue in Wokingham with Irish travelling community and travellers in general?
No, not at all really. Don't think there's anything wrong with it, to be fair with you. I think it's all good. No one's really got a problem with us. I don't think anyway, not with me.
Okay, so would you say, like, do you know like any issues that have like happened in Wokingham?
Yeah, a few people, but I mean, like I said, that's not me. That's other people, and yeah, from a outside perspective, I don't know them that well. The people that have been in trouble is a different type.
Yeah. So would you say it's like a minority?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, have you heard like any plans about like the new pitches that they're putting in for gypsies in Wokingham?
Heard a little bit, just sort of word of mouth kind of thing. It's not really gone through me. It goes through the older people. So I mean, I'm just bottom of the chain really.
Cool. Do you see like what's your like kind of general like kind of mentality about settled people? Right. Do you have any kind of issues or?
No, not really. It's not. I don't base an opinion on someone that lives in a house. If you want to live in your house, that's your choice. If I want to live in my caravan, I'll live in my caravan. It's just personal preference, really.
Would you say there's like an obvious divide, or like?
Yeah, I would in Wokingham, yeah. But yeah, like I said earlier, that's them, that's me. I'm my own individual person. I'm different to everyone else. We all are.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of people fail to grasp, is that we're all different. And yeah, that's as plain as that.
Okay, thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure, mate. Cheers.
As you can see from this interview, I think many can agree that Dan and Glyn do not fit the stereotypical gypsy personality as maybe people would think. And this kind of proves wrong what people think, and it is a minority in the area that these gypsies are hostile to settled people. Gypsies have a much more laid-back approach to the whole situation from what I've seen. I think that in order for a compromise to be reached, both the travellers and settled people need to come together and coexist peacefully. To conclude, clearly a lot of work needs to be done to improve the relationship between the settled people and the travelling community. From what I've seen, the travelling community needs to stop being blamed as a whole, as it's only a minority that is committing the crimes. Just as it is with settled people, but I also think some gypsies in the Wokingham area need to be more respectful of their town, as littering is clearly an issue, and the travellers that are causing issues need to take responsibility and stop.